Also, look how sad. I broke my nail and it looks horrible. Hang on, am I even in focus? I don't even... Imagine I've not been in focus this whole time. That would be so sad.
Hello?
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I feel like first and foremost I should probably give you an update on like my life, considering I haven't really been on YouTube for the past 2 years. Oops. So basically I've spent the past 2 years pretty much doing my A-levels. I'm now in the summer of year 13, which means I have about 3 months off, and I've basically had this time to do whatever I want. I'm currently working full-time at a cafe, so earning a bit of money for uni. I'm currently awaiting my results, which are on Thursday. Yeah, that's in about 3 days, so I'll be sure to update you on how that goes. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it will be good. On Thursday I'll know what university I'm going to. I've currently applied to University of Nottingham and University of Birmingham, Nottingham being first. I want to study English literature, so lots of reading, lots of studying books, but I should be good. Thumbs up if you want me to do a results day video, if that goes to plan. You know, I might film it and then just see how it goes, because not gonna lie, I'm a bit scared. I'm a little bit scared. Help me. So sort of leading into this video, I just felt like the perfect way to come back to my channel would be to sort of give advice to this year's year 13s and sort of like give you some tips about the upcoming year you're about to have, some warnings I suppose about what to expect, and also like how to deal with it, because it's very stressful. Year 13 is stressful. You'll be stressed, but it's very natural to be stressed. Just be aware that it's going to happen, and I'm here to help you through it, you know? Your girl, been there, done that, want to help. I think the first and like most repeated tip from all people on YouTube giving tips about A-levels is to start revising early, so that when you come to like actually revising for your A-levels that you're not as stressed. This is predominantly to make sure that like you maintain balance in your life, because you can't just like focus on A-levels for 2 years and not do anything else. You'll get bored and you'll lose interest in your subjects if you don't sort of maintain a balance. So in order to start revising early, I would make like a actual like lengthy plan, like a long-term bullet point plan of how much you want to cover between September and Christmas, and then after Christmas plan from there. So I study 3 subjects. I study drama, English and psychology, or I did, I suppose. Past tense, I studied. So from September to December I made like a sort of bullet point plan. So for each subject I would basically list in each week what it is I wanted to do. So like for example, for psychology, in like week 1 I wanted to cover introduction to attachment, Schaeffer's stages of attachment, and like Ash's line study, for example. And then the next week I would cover different stuff, so that by the time I got to Christmas I would have covered everything in my course once, a little bit, so that I have a good foundation for like actually like hardcore memorising in like January to June time. My second tip is actually like, don't compare yourself to other people. So in my English class I felt like there were people that just were really good at English and they didn't ever have to try or revise, and it was just, for me, that's not me. I have to revise and I have to work really hard to be good at something. But there were girls in my class who literally were like just like a sponge. They just absorbed information, and everyone in the class was just like, how are you doing that? Because I'm like struggling with actually revising and you don't, and it's like So I think the main thing that I had to overcome is that everyone's different, everyone learns in a different way. Some people take longer to learn stuff and some people take less time to learn stuff, and that's good because we're all different. And there's nothing wrong with being a hard worker. If you work hard to get something, doesn't credit you any less than someone who's really smart. Yeah, do you know what? Believe in yourself, you got this. Don't compare yourself to other people, because you're great the way you are. My third tip is don't waste a second of class time. So when I used to be in lessons, I actually, in a really weird way, kind of miss lessons, like when you actually learn stuff. Because for the last few months of A-levels you're just revising. But no, when you're in lesson, like, make sure you know how you record your notes to start with. So I know this sounds really weird, but like, if you have a way of doing your notes, so for example, I used to always use my laptop. I used to always write down all the keywords, and if they would emphasize something, like saying this is important, or like, you know, when a teacher sort of goes, and like Harlow's monkeys had contact comfort, do you know what I mean? It's like, and also with that, never overlook teacher advice, because they've taken students through the same exam like so many times, and they know so much better than you do about what to expect and sort of how to go about your revision. So definitely like talk to your teachers, literally rinse them for what they're worth, because they have so much knowledge and you can use that knowledge to your advantage if you're smart about it. So fourth, if you have bad teachers, then take it upon yourself to own your own revision. So like in my psychology class, my teachers were never bad, but they weren't there for a lot of my lessons, which for their own personal reasons, which is completely fair enough and completely out of anyone's control. But it did mean that we lost out on a lot of class time and a lot of the stuff that we were meant to be taught. So we all had to take it upon ourselves to learn certain parts of the course, and this was towards the end of our A-levels as well, so it was really stressful and we were trying to get through the final topic. At first everyone was just really pissed off and kind of like, well, we're going to fail our A-levels thanks to this, which is really unfair. And although it was unfair, you kind of also have to take ownership and like take control of your own revision, because at the end of the day it's your grade and it's what you're going to come out with on the other side, and the teachers won't care whatever you get. So it's your future, own it. If you fall behind on your revision because your teachers are away, no, like, it's not the teacher's fault, because you did have the chance to catch up on it yourself, if that makes sense. So this is slightly moving away from the topic of school and more towards, I guess, the age group of being like turning 18. So obviously when you start this year, as soon as September begins, people in your year will start to turn 18 and start going clubbing and start drinking if they're not already. You know, like every Friday and Saturday night people will be going out, and like there'll be 18th birthday parties and everything, and like it's so freaking exciting and it's such a good time. This is a really important year for you, and you've got to be able to maintain that balance, not only practically but also in your head, so that you don't feel guilty about not going out and having fun. The way I sort of dealt with it was that I would go out on Fridays, I would rarely go out on Saturdays. I tried to limit it to once a week, and I'd always go out if my friends had a birthday party, but doing it that way, I felt like I never missed out. I always kept on with my work, and I wouldn't go out if I was really behind. I would literally stay in and catch up, because I feel like there's no point going out and feeling guilty like whilst you're out, saying I should be at home, when you're trying really hard to get these grades that you're working really hard for. You can definitely do both. Just be mindful of your workload and go out when it's appropriate. Don't go out when you're already behind in your work, because you'll regret it and you'll wish you had stayed home and worked harder when it actually comes around to doing your A-level exams. And my final and most important tip, look after yourself. Like, it will all eventually work out and it will eventually be over. Like, I really struggled with exam stress and anxiety around my exams, because I just found it really hard to deal with all the stress, and you know, and it mounts as the year goes on. It gets more and more stressful the closer the exams come, because also you've got everyone around you sort of saying, oh my god, 3 months to A-levels, oh my god, 2 weeks to A-levels, oh my god, I've done no revision, oh my god, I'm procrastinating. And like, even though you might have revised yourself, you do feel that sort of exam pressure from everyone else. Like, honestly, I'm probably not the person to give advice about how to like look after your mental health during exams, because I was not very good at it myself. All I can say is that it is important to look after yourself. There's plenty of resources out there. I'll link some down below about places you can go to talk about exam stress, like about ways to deal with exam stress, videos that helped me. And just remember that it is really important, because without your mental health and without feeling secure in yourself, it's going to negatively impact your grades anyway. So therefore you're doing yourself a service by looking after yourself. you have got this. Like, I know this is like your final year. All you got to do is this year, and then you'll have the longest, best summer of your lives, and it'll all be so worth it. And you won't ever have to look at this material again, which is great, because that's what we want to do. You don't want to have to always be revising. I understand. I get you, hon. I get ya. And with that, I think we're coming to the end of the video, so I'd just like to say thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day wherever you are, and if you like this video, please give me a like if you like. I sound like Jack Edwards, don't I? Give me a like if you like. Subscribe if you want to see more regarding like advice about A-levels and all that sort of stuff, because trust me, I can go on forever. Hopefully I will be uploading a results day video very soon, so we'll see how that goes, and I will see you in my next one. So adios, bye bye.